Welcome to Food Safety 5, twice monthly reports from the Food Safety Magazine editorial desk to keep you abreast of top news stories and current events impacting the food safety sector. Among the articles covering the latest food safety scientific studies that attracted the most attention from Food Safety Magazine readers in 2025 were stories on microplastics released from food contact materials and contamination of the environment and food. The studies discussed in this video are listed as honorable mentions in our Top 10 Food Safety Scientific Studies of 2025 article. You can find the link to that article in the description of this video. One of the most read science-based stories of 2025 related to a study by researchers at UCLA which found that chewing gum, whether synthetic or plant-based, can release hundreds to thousands of microplastic particles into saliva, with most particles released within the first 2 minutes of chewing. The researchers tested 5 brands of commercially available synthetic and natural chewing gum, each chewed by the same person for 4 minutes at a time, with saliva samples produced throughout and at the end of the experiment. Interestingly, there was not a significant difference in the amount or types of microplastics released by synthetic and natural chewing gums. On average, 100 microplastic particles were released per gram of gum, although some pieces released as many as 600 microplastics per gram. An average piece of gum weighs between 2 and 6 grams, meaning that a large stick of gum could release up to 3,000 plastic particles. Therefore, a person chewing 160 to 180 pieces of gum per year could ingest approximately 30,000 microplastics from their chewing gum habit alone. Before moving on to the next study, it's worth mentioning a literature review published by the European Food Safety Authority in October 2025, which concludes that, while there is clear evidence of microplastics released from food contact materials, the actual quantities are likely lower than many studies suggest. Nanoplastics data remain insufficient, and current evidence does not support reliable exposure estimates. With that context in mind, our next most popular microplastics study of the year suggests that commercial tea bags release millions to billions of nano and microplastics particles when brewed. For the study, scientists at the Autonomous University of Barcelona used tea bags made from nylon 6, polypropylene, and cellulose. Upon steeping, the bags released up to 1.2 billion particles per milliliter, with polypropylene being the worst offender. These particles, some as small as 136 nanometers, were shown in vitro to be absorbed by human intestinal cells, even entering cell nuclei, suggesting potential health risks. Finally, a project by Portland State University and Oregon State University researchers found widespread microplastics contamination in Oregon seafood. A total of 182 samples of finfish and crustaceans were caught in Oregon waters, which were found to contain approximately 1,800 microplastic particles. Microplastic fibers were the most common type of particle, and pink shrimp contained the most microplastics per sample, probably due to their filter-feeding nature and residing just below the surface of the water. Additionally, the researchers conducted a fish rinsing experiment with fillets purchased at retail and found that, in some cases, microplastic surface contamination of processed fish can be removed with rinsing. Don't forget to check the description of this video for the full Top 10 Food Safety Scientific Studies of 2025 article, which discusses research on Listeria monocytogenes, especially related to biofilms, Escherichia coli, antimicrobial resistance, avian influenza in dairy, microbial threats in irrigation water, and food allergens. Our coverage on any of the stories mentioned in this video can also be found in the description. Check back twice monthly on Tuesdays for the latest Food Safety 5 episodes, available at food-safety.com or on our YouTube channel.